Ladies and gentlemen, previews such as the one you are about to see are of utmost importance to Hollywood to ascertain the reaction of people like yourselves who influence the opinions of so many others. If you like the picture as much as we hope you will you please tell your friends? And will you sign the postcards you will find in the theater lobby after the show? Thank you.
Rockin Ronnie!
Hello. Do mothers know best? Well, here's a mother who believes so. Hollywood star Nancy Davis. In private life, Mrs. Ronald Reagan.
Hello. Tonight you're going to see something totally new to television. If you get the light, we'll start, and you tell us what's happening.
All right.
It all started when the psychology professor, that's him standing on his head, which as everybody knows is the only way to teach psychology, decided to adopt a monkey as a scientific experiment. Only the professor wasn't married, so he got a housekeeper.
You know, Nancy, we'll see Patty later on.
Hello.
Around the edges of the room, set in the ceiling, are rows of fluorescents. They bathe the walls in light, make the room more alive and cheerful.
Oh, yes.
And bigger, too. Notice?
Now, over here in the dining room, the mood's entirely different. See, up there in the ceiling?
Now I want to show you the most exciting thing.
Now, let's save the big surprise to last, shall we?
All right. Lighting helps us live better all over the house. Now, if this weren't a company night, we'd probably find Nancy in the bedroom.
Reading, and the light's just perfect for it. The correct distance up and behind. And look at this. A switch that controls the lights all over the house, inside and out.
Patty might be in her playroom. That's her doll, Cynthia, she's playing with. Notice the lights. They look like Japanese lanterns. So you see how modern light conditioning helps us have a more livable house.
You haven't forgotten the surprise, have you?
No, ma'am. We have a dimmer control for the living room, too. Watch when I turn it down.
Isn't it lovely? That's the view from our picture windows.
Meanwhile, back in the den, Papa Reagan might be going over his script.
George Custer.
Yep. Hey, Jim. Take a look at this saddle sore. You think that's serious enough to report?
I don't know, George, but I'm certainly going to report mine.
Out on the plains, down near Santa Fe, I met a cowboy walking the range one day.
Come on, Jeb. Let's turn in. There's no regulation against a cadet having his own ideas.
Well, how are we going to handle it then? Take turns?
I don't trust you southern boys in the moonlight. All 7 of you men have violated the first sin of military conduct. I shall request of the War Department upon your graduation next week that all of you be assigned to the most dangerous branch of the United States Army, the 2nd United States Cavalry.
You know, the first time I saw you at the graduation, I thought of what Napoleon said when he first met Josephine.
What was that?
Well, I don't know whether you've laid any... Late.
Hey!
You know, it's none of my goddamn...
That's a lovely knife.
Yes, isn't it? George has been using it for years, haven't you, George? I wish I could think of nice things like that to say.
You wouldn't like what I'm thinking now.
Well,
Hey, looks like we've both got the same idea.
looks that way. How are we going to work it? Here.
I've got an idea. Let's draw for it.
Fair enough.
Right. I got the long one. Hey, wait a minute. Where I come from, long man loses.
Smug.
Tough luck, old man. Here, hold my horse. Hello, handsome. Oh, hi, Chet. My, you're dreaming tonight.
Thank you.
I'm going to take care of George for the rest of his life.
Kid.
That is, he's the man I think he is.
Oh, kid, I have my faults, but I can be as faithful and loyal as any man that ever lived.
We'll soon see. Now wait here, both of you.
Tough luck, son. I guess we can't all have charm and good looks, too. You know, it's always smart to have the right answers, like that.
I've heard so much about you, Captain Custer.
Me?
Will you come and meet my father, Captain?
I'd be delighted. He in the government service?
Yes, but I think he'll lose his job in the next election.
Oh, that's too bad. Say, he should be in the Army. You know, politics don't bother us.
We monkeys resent that last statement.
Father, I'd like you to meet Captain George Custer.
Oh, but of course I met the captain at West Point when he graduated, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Custer.
I'm fine, Colonel Lee.
We've heard good things about you. Congratulations.
Shall we dance? Well, there I was, right out in the middle of Kansas, facing 500 crazy fanatics, heavily armed. And me with only 15 soldiers. They're getting away.
No, they're not. We're going after them.
Hey, wait a minute. The outnumber is 3-1.
Well, if it makes you nervous, don't count them.
What did you do?
I sized up the situation at a glance, dismounted, and walked straight toward them.
Not alone.
My dear young lady, there comes a time in every soldier's life when he must stand or fall alone. And if you knew the Army, you'd understand that he who hesitates is lost.
Simply wonderful, Captain.
Oh, it was nothing, really.
Close up now on Mrs. Ronald Reagan, who's sharing experiences with a special guest.
How does it feel to be a television performer?
I see beyond this joint, right through the dirty wallpaper.
Well, suppose I start the film again, and you tell us more about what happened that day.
I'd like a couple of dozen military marches, please.
Yes, sir. Johnny, what happened to you?
Nothing, I just changed clothes.
You've enlisted.
Well, you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Oh, you look wonderful in that uniform.
Not any better than the rest of the fellas. We all have the same tailor. Say, look, it's 9:30 now, and I got a report at 5:30 in the morning. That gives us 8 full hours to do the town, so let's go.
But, Johnny, I can't leave yet. Dad isn't coming back tonight. I've got to keep this store open till 10.
Miss Dibble, this is war.
Now we are marching off to war, so we can rock and roll. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, thanks for putting on a show. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, you're an all-American hero. Now we are marching off to war, so we can rock and roll some more. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, you're the leader of a band. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, let's play it for the sale.
Meanwhile, back at our ranch, where there's plenty of water, our daughter Patty has another tip for you.
Marvelous, Daddy. Washes the whole family's hands really clean and leaves them soft and smooth.
So in the workshop, on the road, wherever water's not handy, make sure that so waterless is.
Let's see some more of the discussion, shall we?
Rigid training, hard work, working together.
Red, exercise. Get along, get hip, little doggies, get along. Better be on your way, get along.
And all the way down, here comes the bull of the woods.
Get hip, little doggies, and he trucked them on down the old fairway.
Glad that's over.
This is the Japanese Zero. Take a good look at her. It's like a big cigar.
I hope you don't ever get them on your tail. I'm with you there, sir. Sir, how soon do I get a chance to knock one of them down? Soon enough.
Well, the big day finally came. Saunders was on his own, out chap hunting. Looked sort of keyed up. Wouldn't you be? Hold it, Saunders. Make sure.
Well, here's been telling me that he was attacked this afternoon by one of our planes. Do you by any chance know anything about this? Yes, sir. I'm afraid it was me.
He's afraid.
Pardon me, but did you drop this? The Americans are on our side, you know.
Wish I could apologize from here.
Well, what's stopping you?
Following my encounter with the lieutenant here, I was flying along wondering if I should slit my throat. I felt like a candidate for the Jap Air Force. Getting time to turn for home. Not that I was homesick. I had a hunch what was in store for me.
Hey, wait! You forgot your navigation map!
Radio engine, check. Oil cooler, check. Air scoop at bottom of nose, check. It's a 0, check. That's all, sir.
You think that, but you don't know.
Shall I step her? Hey, take it easy, Yardbird. The young lady happens to be a friend of mine.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello. I didn't expect to see you here. Neither did I. Look, Tommy, why don't you take a ride? Now, I'll see you later. How do you like my new home?
Big enough. Well, what do you think of the Army by now?
Swell.
How do you feel about things?
What big eyes you have.
I'm more than ever convinced there's a job that has to be done before we can even consider anything else.
Johnny, don't you realize that if all men felt like you, there wouldn't be any more families? There wouldn't be any more world.
Honey, you're so unreasonable.
It's a question of your confidence in my judgment.
We're in a war. And until it's over, our private lives just stand still.
Does that mean we're supposed to stop living?
Is Johnny Jones private citizen? Yes.
The hell's the matter with him?
Well, it sure cooks me up, Brown. I lose my girl with a flag-waving speech about a job to be done before I can marry her. And what's the job? Helping put on a show. I'll guarantee you everything will be ready on schedule. Anderson, is everything all set with the stage door canteen number, props, and everything?
Yeah, I think so. This just came for you. All right, get on stage. right, you prima donnas. Let's go. Get on for stage door Q&C.
Hey, fellas, get a load of this wire.
Anybody I know, John?
We're going on tour. What do you know, Boston, Philadelphia, Washington?
Washington.
Hey, wouldn't it be something if the president came to see us, the chief himself? All right, men, you know who's going to be out in front tonight? Our boss, the president of the United States. Now, you guys are giving a lot of great shows, but tonight's got to be the best one of all.
We were drafted by our president, and we marched with banners unfurled. We were drilled and trained to represent the greatest army in the world. Yes, the greatest army of actors in the world.
Hey, Johnny, look, there's the president.
And we marched with banners unfurled. We were drilled.
Hey, fellas, the president. Gee, I'd like to go out and thank her for that raise he gave us.
Yes, the greatest army of actors in the world.
You had to join the army to get in the show business.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you back 25 years to another war, another soldier show.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. You are pastor to all men, regardless of classification, color, or creed. None of them is to be neglected. No problem will be too trivial when a soldier brings it to you.
I've been looking into his background. I don't know, but... Well, maybe I found a key to his better nature.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Now, wait a minute. These days, when a fellow fights against his own team, it's a break for the other side. Actually, he's on the other side.
I've earned everything I've got.
Me too. Confusing, isn't it? I give up.
How the hell do you expect a guy to study with all that racket going on?
Just trying to learn to play my favorite tune, Oh Susanna.
That's plenty solid, Chaplain. I thought all you guys knew was how to preach.
A lot of ways to preach, soldier.
I miss going to church, but I think the Lord understands.
God sure must think a lot of me.
Well, that certainly was candid.
Tonight we pay tribute to the Navy.
Abandon ship!
Abandon? That's a Japanese merchantman just heading into the straits.
But our orders, Captain.
Here's our chance to log every inch of that channel right into the Sea of Japan. Fire 7. Got him. Let's talk.
What I've got to say to you can't be said to a commanding officer.
Spit it out. I had to rely on experience and instinct. Right or wrong, good and bad.
What did your instinct tell you about this?
It isn't the kind of a face you'd forget in a hurry. That floating crap game's still going on.
You wouldn't come.
Nancy's taken a bit of a bum rap.
Somehow I feel it's all my fault. Everything's such a mess, and Let's get out of here. I'll sign out.
I've got a G.
Take over for me, will you, Frankie?
What is America to me?
What are you going to do after the war, Case?
I've told you 100 times.
I want to hear it once more.
I'm going into the surplus business.
A soldier returns from a global grind. Home is ahead, the front behind.
Mary!
Oh, no. You get out. You turn right around and leave.
Oh, but Mary!
You heard me. I planned for 4 years how you were going to see me, and it wasn't going to be like this. You get out and count to 20 and then come in again.
All right, Mary.
Hello, John.
Hiya, Fred. God damn it. Calling all girls. Calling all girls. And now all those lovely hopefuls have their chance. Well, these calls between the two of us are becoming a habit.
No, make it 8, will you? 8 at my hotel. Goodbye now.
He's here! My mystery date!
Mystery date, are you ready for your mystery date? Don't be late, it would be great. Open the door for your mystery date.
Bill, darling.
Hello.
Sally, I want you to meet Dan Johnson, president of the Actors Guild.
How do you do? Mystery date. Will you be ready for swimming or a dance? When you open the door, will your mystery date be a dream or a dud?
Oh.
You're looking blooming.
Oh, I'm fine. You been getting any lately?
Overtime, you mean?
Yes.
Did you find out that you were free tonight? That's the wrong goddamn line, isn't it? Huh?
Girls, dates every night. She was worried. Perhaps his behavior was normal, but it was not to her liking.
Take a deep breath and hold it. I'll try not to hurt too much.
Can we do it over?
Take 2.
All right, now take a deep breath and hold it. I'll try not to hurt. I'll try to get the goddamn dress off.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Now take a deep breath and hold it. I'll try not to hurt too much.
Have a good time? It's been lonesome here without you.
You've noticed that? That's nice to have someone to talk to in the morning.
It's a wonderful thrill for me to be here and participating in this program. If I could say one thing.
Masaya Su Okamura. Oh, damn it.
That's a home joke. Ladies and gentlemen, now for another special award. To present that award, a very special young lady who came to Hollywood by way of UCLA. I'm sure she is easily recognized, at least here in her own community, although she could very easily travel anonymously just any place. Miss Jane Mansfield.
Down to business.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. A star is born.
Bedtime for Bonzo, starring Ronald Reagan and Bonzo in the funniest family affair in history.
Bonzo! Thank you. A little while ago, they were calling out Bonzo. They better be careful. Bonzo grew up to be King Kong.
Who can be arriving in this chauffeur-driven car? The male girls, who are very, very female, crowd around suspecting that this must be a very important star indeed. And, of course, it is Bonzo himself. But before the day's work can begin, there's a little formality. The signing of a contract. You mean a monkey needs a contract? Well, gee whiz, a fella's got to have some security, doesn't he? And, well, you know Hollywood. Appearing with these stars is a great strain for Bonzo, since they're always trying to steal his scenes. But there are ways to stop that. Yes, indeed. Ronald Reagan, Diana Lynn, and Bonzo in the funniest family affair in history. Bedtime for Bonzo.
Right now, we're going to take you to the Wonderland of Alice for some wonderful news. Ready? Here we go.
Isn't this a riot today?
Oh, it certainly is.
And Ron, your first job is down here in the town square.
Right out here in front of the depot, yes, for the main street and the parade and so forth.
We have lots to do. Get busy.
Okay.
So long, Ron.
And this, make a note of it, is Michael Keefe, almost All-American, Loyola 37. Don't mind him, he's been out in the sun too long.
Oh, yes, I remember. Quarterback. Ran 97 yards against St. Mary's, 36.
He's got quite a memory.
With regard to the
Must be difficult for a man who has spent a lifetime stirring up a goddamn knowledge that...
Let's make it one more for the Gipper.
All activity on Main Street has ceased.
Will one of you give us a hand up here?
And this is Frontierland. Inside this stockade, Walt Disney has created a frontier village that could have been carved out of the wilderness 100 years ago by the pioneers themselves.
I run this town, Johnson. You're not wanted here.
To save an aroused and fearful population came the fighting marshals, men like Wild Bill Hickok, Wyatt Earp, and finally the legendary Frame Johnson of Arizona.
You wanted law and order in this town. You've got it. I'll shoot the first man who starts for those steps.
You've been riding pretty high, Marshal. It's about time somebody cut you down to size.
Go ahead, make my day.
Hollywood. The competition is keen, and the goal is at the far end of a hard road. There's Ronnie Reagan. He wasn't always a star.
When we're on a Death Valley Day set and water's not handy, waterless hand cleaner really cleans up for us. Just a dab. Removes paint, grease, tar, carbon, ink, even plain dirt.
You don't need a diaper conditioner either. Sanitizes, deodorizes, and protects against diaper rash.
And so will you.
So why take chances? Have regular checkups, watch between meal treats, and brush often.
With your detergent.
We gotta do better than this.
Out on the plains down near Santa Fe, I met a cowboy walking the range one day.
Ain't you supposed to be good with a gun?
Good enough?
And as he jogged along, I heard him singing a most peculiar cowboy song.
You're McCord? Yeah, what kept you so long, Farrell? Trouble's still here, isn't it? Yeah. From your record, I figured you'd fit in. If the price is right.
Singing his cowboy songs, he's just too much. He's got a knocked out western accent with a hollow touch.
Meet me at the church, dearie. I'll be waiting.
He was raised a local weed. He's what you call a going half-breed.
Take my word for it. McCord is playing for keeps.
Get off my land!
Singing his cow-cow boogie in the strangest way. Come-a-ta-ya-ya-ya, come-a-ta-yip-li-ya, come-a-ta-ya-ya-ya, come-a-ta-yip-li-ya.
Now you can have everything you want.
Including you.
Like all men who do great things, his name has become legend. He needed love and money and help and freedom, and he needed time.
I'm Ronald Reagan. I'm speaking to you now not as an actor endeavoring to entertain you, and certainly not as an announcer speaking for a sponsor. I talk as Ronald Reagan, American citizen.
The American people have come to expect certain qualities in those who seek high office. Over the years, this man has offered some convincing portrayals of many of these qualities. He's displayed fair-mindedness.
A man is always innocent until he is legally proven guilty.
An order of transfer from the senior officer, President afloat. I'm goddamn if I know why.
He's shown humility
Meet you. Well, thanks. Ellen and I are regular fans of yours.
and high
Cannot
integrity.
accept favoritism.
He was an emperor. His rule extended over beer, the slot machines, the numbers racket, and a dozen other forbidden enterprises. He was a master of the fix.
And he's been a tireless defender of the right. His face and his voice have been very profitable to him and to his sponsors.
There has been no greater spending done in any single...
Whether he's been selling ideas or products, he's always professionally persuasive.
Watch. I'll use some paint, some black shoe polish, and some dirty axle grease.
Who was that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I've seen him around.
Seen him around where?
Jesus. Just a dab of waterless hand cleaner removes the toughest dirt and stains. Anytime. In the workshop, camping, on the road, anywhere. Without water. Real convenience.
Hello, I'm Burt Lancaster. I'm an actor, and I work hard at it. And like many of my friends in Hollywood, I also take an active interest in the political life of my state and my country. I know that I could look like a governor and sound like a governor. But I also know that being a governor requires training and experience of a very special kind.
I feel that I have had, well, if I didn't feel that I had had experience that qualifies me to seek this job, I wouldn't do it. Now, mine was not in politics.
Well, I think I'm on the list to pitch tonight.
The Yankees, with Murderers Row coming up, 1 run behind. The Cardinals' hopes riding on the pitching arm and the fighting heart of one man, Alex the Great. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch.
You won't need a bleach, a softener, a booster, or any other additives. And that saves you time and money.
Yes, the pitch. The pitch for the warmest, most wonderful, most human story ever told. The true story of Grover Cleveland Alexander. From the color and excitement of his rookie days to that unforgettable afternoon when millions cheered his name to everlasting glory.
God sure must think a lot of me.
But the cheers belonged to her, for she was the strength behind his every pitch. She was the light in his darkest hours. Hers was the love that gave him the courage to win his greatest victories. Theirs was the unbeatable combination that made the winning team.
He was a man who finally did what he set out to do. He put the sunrise in his pocket.
For the first time in man's history, I'm president.
And I can do this with dash and daring do.
Our boss, the President of the United States.
It's great to get out of the White House and have some fun once in a while.
Doc, I had another one of those goddamn fits. Could I bring a friend of mine, Steve Trilling, along? He has fits every day.
Kill it.
No one can be lonely while eating spaghetti. I thought I had another line there for a minute.
Achoo! Achoo!
All right.
Stop talking, children, and finish your curly crispy. Time you were leaving for school.
His name is Ronald Reagan and he's quite a guy. You got to re-elect him and they'll tell you why. He can really act. He's low in income tax. He hates the Warsaw Pact. No one can accuse him of being over the hill. But when he went out jogging, his heart stood still. He's wild and free. He's 73. He's just run into a tree. He went into Grenada with his head held high. The only trouble is he can't remember why.
You ought to stay in bed. He's so nearly dead.
Yeah, the better dead than red.
Looks like a Hollywood backlot. And isn't any more important.
Isn't this a thriller?
I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit my opponent's youth and inexperience. But I am in charge.
Jonesy, you're quite a gal.
Well, you've got to admit, this beats burning bamboo splinters under your fingernails.
How could you think that there was anything political in this?
favor. So come on, all you guys, pitch in there and sing.
Now we are marching on to war, so we can rock and roll some more. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, thanks for putting on a show. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, you're an all-American hero. Now we are marching on to war, so we can rock and roll some more. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, you're the leader of a band. Hey, Rockin Ronnie, let's play it for Uncle Sam.
There you go again. So we can all drink to this one. To all of us together. Doing what we all know we can do to make this country what it should be, what it can be, what it always has been. Thank you all.